My wife's really popular on that for some reason. It's cool, I guess.
You know?
So, I mean, look at this picture. I like that. That's a pretty man right there.
Doesn't even look like the same guy right now.
This is what COVID can do to you.
Yeah.
All the blonde hair goes away.
Yeah.
Now I'm sitting here with Bones Owens, man. It's like I've become like a sort of a neo fan of yours. It's good stuff.
Thank you.
It's really good stuff. And I'm sort of an old and persnickety little bastard. I've been around for a while. I'm in my 40s.
Yeah.
So once you've made it that long, you know, it's like it's hard to listen to. But I'm always trying to listen to music. And I saw you play at the Gibson Garage the other night, and I was okay. He's a real deal. It's really good.
Well, thank you.
And I can't really classify what it is either. Because, you know, you come to Nashville and you're like, okay, Nashville singer-songwriter, Nashville country. You're definitely neither of those.
No. No.
Do you have a classification?
Not really. You know, it's like sort of, I've been in Nashville for 16 years.
Good Lord.
And I don't think I've ever exactly sort of fit in here, so I'm not exactly sure why I've stayed this long.
It does not fit in.
But you know, I'm from Missouri originally. I don't know what. Yeah, you know, it's steeped in. My sound is definitely steeped in classic rock records that I grew up on, and a blend of that with, you know, maybe some sort of hill country blues stuff. You know, RL
You've got some of that, even that old like
guys.
John Lee Hooker stuff. Like if you modernized it and made it dirtier, if that's possible, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I you know, I like that sort of greasy feel for sure.
It's and you play a pretty mean rig, it seems like, too.
I like some amps, you know. I like some amps and guitars and a pretty extensive pedal board setup, which has become necessary to my sound because it's just me and a drummer. So I'm kind of trying to cover as much sonic territory as possible, and you know, maybe it doesn't require quite as big of amps as I use, but I'd like to think that it does, and that's my excuse.
So these are some of your amps back here. I think these Echo Parks.
These are my small amps, actually.
These are what he takes to the small venues.
Yeah.
Because I saw you at the Gibson Garage, you had that, and you had some basses too. Except maybe you have to have that because you're at Gibson, obviously, I guess. But
yeah, that was just available to me there. My typical rig is a mixture of some of the Echo Park amps, and I'm a big high watt guy. So
God, you do like loud amps.
Yeah. So I'm running usually a couple high watts. I've got a 50 watt, 100, and a 200 that I use usually live for the bass thing.
Yeah. Because so if you don't know, like you haven't listened to music, we're playing some of it now, obviously, but it's very bass heavy with the guitar player playing because you're using, you know, an octave. Is that a POG? What are you doing to get that?
Yeah. It's a POG into you know, kind of a tall font. You know, big muff and Sans amp and some other kind of bass,
pretty much the best
bass stuff going on.
The best stuff of that vintage bass push.
Sure, yeah, it's just kind of hairy and you know, ballsy, and that's, yeah, it helps the thing to not feel small, even though there's just two of us.
No, it definitely does not feel small. And what's like this new EP, not EP, the full length that just came out, self-titled Bones Owens. What's the story on that? Is there was there an underwriting theme to it that you created?
This particular record, I have a couple EPs out before it that were, I would say, a little bit more slightly subdued kind of thing.
This is not subdued.
This is not. This is kind of, this record is, this record, I guess if there was a theme, it was written with the live show in mind. So I had this sort of laid back, in my opinion, EPs, and then I started going and playing them live, and I was like, man, I really don't think I'm ready to settle down quite that much, and so I made, you know, kind of more of a rockin' front to back album, and that's what we
thought the whole time. It's we were listening to it on the way up here some too, and it's the whole thing just rocks.
Yeah,
it doesn't really slow. It slows up for a second.
I'm not good with moderation, so I could have put a couple slow songs in there for this sort of.
Your A&R rep should have coached that better.
Yeah,
like when you were formulating for the Spotify streams.
Yeah, for better or worse, you know, I did this record with I kind of had complete creative control, which was great. And this one came out on 30 Tigers, and they're really great about, you know, helping where you need help and staying out of the way and not trying to, be overly involved in the creative part of it. So I just got to do what I wanted, and
Okay.
I'm thankful for that.
Are you taking this out on the road soon now that the world's coming back to?
I am. Yeah,
humanness?
next weekend actually. I start out a week from tomorrow. Kind of gets it going.
Is that the first? Like
I
sort
did-
of out.
I did one a month ago. It's kind of a big tease, just like first show back for me, and it was almost 2 years. Played one show, and it was
That's what you do in 2 years. It's crazy. I think like just so that everybody remembers, like we just got out of a pandemic.
Yeah.
Like we've all forgotten this so quickly, and you're a professional musician.
well, let's not go too far.
Well, I'm not professional. Is like very loose.
Yeah.
This is what a professional looks like in this business.
Yeah.
But no, I mean it's been 2 years, but you've played with some serious cats. I was looking at like your sort of like your lexicon, like you play with some big Joes and some big ladies in this business, and it's pretty funny, 'cause like
Some big ladies in this business. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's kind of what I'm known for. Just working with big ladies mostly.
yes,
Yeah.
something for a pass.
But yeah, I've been fortunate to get to do some cool stuff, and that first show back was it was a great show. It was awesome. It was a sold out theater thing in Indiana, and then it was like, I looked at my watch and I was like, okay, and I have to wait another month before my second show back. So, it was a tease, but it was a nice dip in the toe back in the water, and we'll really get after it here in about a week. Yeah.
And are you gonna start? Like, are there gonna be like dates coming out that are pretty steady eventually?
It's kind of steady weekends
Okay,
through most
so
of this year
one-offs.
for me. It's a lot of one-off stuff, and not getting to the furthest reaches of the country this year, but
We're scheming to bring him to North Carolina, though, to the Neon Rooster. So just stay tuned for that. If you like what you hear from Sir Bones, that's what we have to call him that in our contract with the rider.
Mhm.
But
Thank you.
you're welcome, sir. But check him out there for sure. Now back to important things. Guitars. What do you play?
I'm a big semi-hollow, electric guy. Gibson, the ES355 has kind of been my go-to guitar. Just feels right, sounds right for me. I've collected several over the years. I had sort of collected a bunch of different colors, and then like rare colors.
They're
and then
expensive things to collect.
Yeah, and I sort of I weeded my collection back a little bit, but I have a couple. I have three now that are all three of them are just super killer examples. So I love the 355s. I'm a Flying V guy as well. I've got a Carina V that I love, and I mean, there's others too. Non-reverse Firebirds. I've got a couple non-reverse Firebirds. That's been a thing that's worked well for me. Generally speaking, though, Gibson style guitars are what I gravitate towards. I do have a killer Echo Park Clarence.
Did you see that?
Telly style guitar.
You're gonna let me have that, right?
We can maybe figure something
Work
out.
out.
Gabe's over there right now, so let's not, we don't want
get
to
into that
offend
too
him.
deep.
Um,
No, it's well. You're speaking about 355s too. Like when you come to North Carolina, I got one that you might like too. It's a 61.
oh yeah, I probably would like that.
It's pretty serious.
Yeah.
It's a good toy.
I don't have any old ones because I really I would like to. I would like to, but I also would be scared of it being
I wouldn't
stolen
take that
out
on
of
the
a
road
van or something.
No,
you
that
know,
would not
so-
go. No, I got that in an estate thing when I buy and sell guitars a lot. So that was when I bought this whole estate of guitars. I kept that one and sold everything just to pay for that one. I was like, it's a 61. It's got the PA. It's got everything.
They're killer. I got to play a 62 last year, and it was one of those. It had a rare like the ebony block thing.
Mm-hmm. Hey, if you want to play it when you come down to the show,
Yeah.
man, do it for that. That'd be fun.
We'll
We'll just try some stuff. It's weird.
we can
That's
work
an enticing look. Normally we have to use golf courses to entice artists.
Yeah, yeah.
You're in the land of golf. So it's like, hey man, you play golf?
I used to, but
You gotta go. That'd be hilarious.
Actually, I just had this
golf course.
conversation. Yeah, I just had this conversation with my managers the other day about it because I'd been invited to play in a charity golf thing, and I was like, man, I haven't touched my clubs in a few years. But I started looking up pictures of Alice Cooper and his different golf outfits, and I told my managers, I said, you know what, I think I just got inspired to get back into golf, and
Yes.
and it's actually just because I want to I want to be the guy on the course with the
I
crazy outfit.
I was playing in a charity tournament a few weeks ago, and it was a couple months ago. And I'm thinking about this directly because you will make this even funnier when I get you on the golf course. I was sitting there, and this older gentleman came up, was talking to the head of the membership of this resort I was playing at, and he's like, I really feel like the quality of people here has dropped down. And the guy goes, talking about Baxter? Goes, well, yeah, he
wasn't going to name names, but
those guys with tattoos and things and all those. Like, and this is just a walking tattoo. So this is we got to play. I'm going to make this happen.
Yeah.
When you come to Southern Pines, we're playing golf. We're going to have fun. We're going to take a camera out there and just absorb looks.
Yeah, that'll be good. And
part of the joy.
I'll absorb the mulligans. Hopefully,
I suck at golf.
We'll get along.
Okay, so I didn't keep score. Doesn't matter.
Even better.
It's just like whatever. It's okay. So you're going on the road. You got a full album coming out. You've been a busy bird the past COVID. You made use of it, right?
Yeah. I mean, I did what I could. Hands are kind of tied, but
but you're ready to roll.
But we had the record in the bag, so we pushed the release back a couple times, and it ended up coming out in February, and but I've got a great team of people helping me along, and so we're ready to kind of hit the ground running now.
Awesome. I'm psyched to hear it.
As much as we can.
Thank you, strange young golfing friend of mine now.
Thank you.
Come check out Bones Owens when he's on tour. Check out his record too. It's really, really good. I don't say that very often. Again, I do love the record. I'm old. I listen to the same 3 records over and over as everyone that knows me. So I know it's frustrating. I'm not going to say what they are because then you'll just make fun of me. But anyway, that's it. It's Bones Owens. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, dude.